administration.
And it wasn't even, and black, it wasn't even killed. It was supposedly beat up.
It been beat up.
Which I don't even fucking believe that happened.
Right. Like an administration president who takes, personal slights and then weaponizes the military and then a good part of the executive branch against black and brown cities. I would not be surprised if Trump finds another reason to do this even further and to push even harder.
How do the young niggas say it today? We smoking on that Charlie Kirk pack.
Hey, stop it! Stop
smoking on that Charlie Kirk.
And then final point for me is that, again, like, I think when we're talking about political violence, assuming that this is political violence, I don't think that this, puts outside the realm of possibility that a progressive, somebody on the left who's giving a public talk would not be targeted open season, whether it's an act of retaliation or otherwise. I just get concerned about acts of political violence generally and what it means politically. If folks want to celebrate his death, if folks, don't care about it, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't care about him dying, but being killed. What I care about, again, like I said, is what it means politically.
But Black Freedom, we've already seen that example earlier this year. The congressperson or the state assembly person from what was it, Minnesota, her and her husband. Like we've already seen these acts already playing out.
They should stop.
So this is like, this Charlie Kirk stuff is nothing new, and we're talking about two individuals who were just representing their constituents. Charlie Kirk made an occupation out of spewing hate. So what did he expect was going to happen? Somebody at some point in time was going to, be his find out since he was fucking around.
Well, I mean, so I hear that, but then, can the same principle apply to the representatives? Like, of course it couldn't. So my question, so my concern becomes like political violence that is existing now, and how for me that's deeply troubling. That we have these acts of political violence, and it really quells, I think, the ways in which I think it can have a chilling effect on the ways in which people, I know one person was like, I think it was Madison, who's like, this isn't an organizing strategy. But for those of us who do that work and who are thinking about what this means, I think it can, and they were already targeted and surveilled. I think it can have in some ways a chilling effect. And so my point is that, like, again, fuck Charlie Kirk, but this has implications that exist beyond just a singular racist figure.
But I think that ship has sailed, and you might be 6 years behind the trend. We have crossed into this era abated by Trump that this is par for the course. I mean, I don't know if you all saw the video of the representative in Tennessee or Kentucky who was at a public speech last night, or I saw it last night, literally saying the country is for white folk, that his ancestors built this country for us. It's for us. It's for us. And the natives, the savages, it's for us. The type of political environment, the socio-political environment that existed before this piece of shit human being came to the forefront of politics does not exist anymore. The norms that we are used to do not exist anymore. The type of respect, political dialogue, responses, etc., do not exist anymore. And we are behind the eight ball if it's troubling now. It has been troubling.
Yeah, no, I think we all agree. I mean, I'm sorry.
No.
See you later.
No, man.
Can Corey finish? Can Corey finish?
Yeah.
Can Corey finish this point?
Please let Corey finish. Thank you.
French.
Oh, not you. No. Hell no. Don't bring him back up.
Yeah, don't bring him up. He can't speak English well.
Yeah, so we have passed the point of troubling and being troubled. At this point, it is. This is gonna sound crude. I felt it as it was coming up. The same way that we have anesthetized, however you say the word, I probably said that wrong, ourselves to school shootings, which was the conversation they were having, right? The same way that we have gone numb to that is how I feel about this. Like, we passed the point that this is not regular anymore.
She's like a psychopath.
I agree with that, Corey, and I think that for me, that's why I have the position I have on this. It's like it's not that it's now becoming troubling, but I think that there's been an uptick. Like, I mean, obviously this has been happening for centuries.
Hey, Barbie.
There are ebbs and flows. I feel like that we're in a flow moment right now. And in recent history, we can date it back to the activists who were found dead in their vehicles in Ferguson.
Hey, be quiet. Hey, for real. Nobody is in the mood for that. We're not doing that today. You about to get out of here, for real. For real, you're not about to do this. You're not about to do this. You're not. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You're going to be quiet today.
Not
I moved her down.
How much Addy did she have today?
Who was talking? Go ahead, Playfree.
No, I mean, like we saw this when it came to the murder of the activists. I mean, what could be considered a murder? There has been any official determination. I don't think they were just found dead in their vehicles, and the vehicles were burned. But I think it was clearly murder. It may have been by law enforcement. But the activists in Ferguson, we've been living with this political violence for some time now, and for me, it's like that's not okay. And I hear what you're saying, Corey, about being a nerd to it. For me, I'm just not, and it's hard. It's just like I'm not, and I mean, in a different way, but just like I'm not a nerd to school shootings.
Yeah, I'm not either. But a separate idea that has come to me is that this is the point. This is the environment that they have been trying to cultivate.
I agree with that. Yeah.
This is exactly the point. They gonna show up at this motherfucker's funeral and perform and do all the things. I would not be surprised if Donald Trump is the eulogist. They gonna do all the things for the purpose of continuing to foment this violent response. This is the point. So they not mourning Charlie Kirk. He is about to be beatified. He is about to be their rallying cry.
Also, we break that thing.
He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
A martyr. Yep.
He's going to be their political martyr. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see Charlie Kirk T-shirts out here and people out here wearing them, because they're going to make him his martyr. They're martyr. I don't.
And they're going to make it seem. They're going to make it seem as if he got.
And I don't know that if Charlie Kirk could come back and tell us after it happens if he would be sad about that.
Yeah.
I think they should increase security for all the Democrats right now. There's going to be some retaliation. There's going to be some crazies out there trying to...
I don't know if you're on Twitter right now, but if you see a lot of the reactions to people, what they're reacting to, even Democratic members decide to text or put anything out saying, like, we praying for Charlie Kirk's family, whatever, they're even saying, like, No, this is fucking war. Like you guys are Democrat. You guys are the ones that fucking did this. The Democrats did
They
this.
are. They are. Even though they don't know though, but they were gonna do it either way. It was gonna happen. Anything that happens to one of them,
I wouldn't be
they're
surprised.
gonna blame a Democrat for it. So that's gonna be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right. Go ahead, Gemini.
Whoever wants to start that.
What you said, Gemini?
I said, I don't know if you've seen it, but I sent you an invite. I sent you a couple of invites in the other spot.
Oh, I seen it.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is I was literally arguing with TC because TC was trying to blame, saying that Democrats were being so violent. Oh, I don't understand why every time something happens, they got to get violent. Like, you cannot take outliers and start trying to blame outliers and say that is the mindset of the entire political party, right? That part, to me, doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's the weirdest shit ever. You know what would happen if it were them? They would say, this black on black crime is fucking crazy. Yep. This black on black crime is fucking crazy. What about this white on white crime?
Okay, can I speak here before I get, give me a second here?
No, other people want to speak.
Just give me their 60 seconds.
No, I don't give a fuck. Yo, white ass, I don't give a fuck about you spazzing out, white lady. I don't give a fuck.
No white
Get your ass the fuck out of here.
One second. Let me take him.
Yeah. Too many people on the stage and too many voices going at the same.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody.
1 second. Who's that? 1 second, Jeremy. I'm gonna come right over to you. Just in case, because there's some new speakers on stage. I want to make sure I hear from everyone. But let's just be mindful. We don't do all that talking out of turn crap. Like, if there's a squabble, people going back and forth or whatever, that's fine. Those two people can have that conversation, that dialogue. That was great conversation between Corey and Black Freedom. I like the way that you all were able to express your thoughts.
Pay attention to
how hard going back and forth.
Pay attention to this lady calling for lynchings in the chat.
Do you hear her talking?
You gotta check her to watch.
Come on, y'all literally hear her talking, right?
Report her before you check her. Report her before you check
Let her finish what she was saying. First lady.
Bring her back up. My bad.
All right, so let's just keep the conversation going and flowing. Baby, it's so good to see you here. All right, Justin is here as well. And I got G in the house. Oh my goodness, going G. All right, Sandra's there. Jeremy, one mic on you, babe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if, for those in government that want to spark like a civil war, they just straight up just chose Kirk as the one that's gonna start it. You know what I mean? If they want to start it, then that's what they did. They probably used him as the martyr to trigger this whole shit. If this is what's going on.
Is it possible for me to, because when they were having their back and forth, which was great, my name was mentioned, and if I could just respond to that in terms of
that'll be $5, ma'am. Thank you.
That'd be what?
$5.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
But black people, we've always been policed in our emotions, told to forgive, rise above, that sort of a thing. And the pendulum, I heard something said about the pendulum swinging, because the pendulum has already swung, and pretending that this incident, is going to do that ignores the swing that was already battering our communities. And white supremacy has always used moments like this to justify targeting us. It's not new. It is not something that we control by being silent, in my opinion, because strategy and emotion can coexist. Yes, we need long-term strategy and organizing, but that doesn't require pretending that the death of somebody who harmed us, is a national tragedy. Like, we can be politically disciplined while still acknowledging that some people feel relief from this. And the real danger, from my perspective, is the narrative. The danger isn't that black folks express relief or even celebrate. The danger is letting white-dominated media and political folks set the frame that his life was more valuable than the lives he targeted. So our job is to shift the conversation. Don't let his death overshadow the harm he caused or the systems that are in place that he defends that harm us.
I would like to add something briefly. I agree with everything that Madison said. I think we're spending a little bit too much time talking about, well, what if Charlie gets martyred and all of these Klansmen start blowing up churches? While that's probably going to happen and was going to happen before he got assassinated, the reality is it's a much worse climate when you can say the things Charlie Kirk said and make millions and millions of dollars and live a very safe life. What you actually do want societally is for there to be some level of fear and desensitization for saying some of the brutally cruel, evil, inhuman things he said about people. Like, I'm just going to use a quote from Charlie. I think empathy is a newfangled, corrosive word that we use, and it's very toxic. We should throw empathy out the window. Someone in a free society, a free democracy, getting millions and millions of young white armed men to consider empathy as a word that doesn't belong in the English language. Someone who's going around saying you shouldn't want a black pilot. Someone saying that if a trans woman wants to play sports in high school, she should be taken out back and taken care of. I'm not saying bad things should happen to that person, but I also am saying a young white man or a young person in general shouldn't see mean, vicious people just get off scot-free being that way and making a multi-million-dollar career acting that way. You might have to be like, I might make $1 million, but I also might get shot in the neck while talking about black crime under a tent that says "prove me wrong." Like, listen, come on. I don't celebrate anything, but I tell you what, if you look at other communities and how they feel about their oppressors when they go, they do not go around warning other people in their community about being too celebratory. It just is what it is.
All right. So, but here's the thing, though, right? Why aren't we talking about the game plan? Because if you go to some of these other spaces that are happening right now here on this wonderful app, they're planning. They're already talking about war, right? That's the conversation we need to be having versus having an argument about, why this black person telling you not to celebrate and so on or whatever. That ain't gonna help us. What's the strategy moving forward?
Oh, I have a plan.
With what? There's what?
You have to arm.
There's nothing you can really do.
Yeah.
No, the main issue. The main.
Wait a minute. There's other people that want to speak though. Wait a minute. Now let me get to some other people. G, how you feeling? You want to
speak? If there's a chance, I'd like to speak, but you tell me.
I'll get to you, Justin. G, you didn't say anything. Sandra, did you want to say something? 1, 2.
No, I just came to see what you guys.
Great. No worries. Please stay right there. Hey, Mega. Bart, baby, how you doing? I hear you say that.
How are you?
Hello, how are you, beautiful?
Hello, my darling.
Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm very shocked. I've been on a deep dive on Twitter. Yeah, a month ago there was a post that said that Charlie Kirk feared being murdered by Israel. Funny enough, and a month later he gets shot. I think it's kind of crazy. I think there's some sort of I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I think there's some sort of weird agenda behind this, in which they're trying to prove some sort of point or they're trying to distract people from something.
It's
very
suspicious. Only been a couple hours. We don't gotta go straight to Jewish conspiracy theories.
Listen. I just find it very, very, very interesting that I saved the tweet. On the 10th of, where's the likes? Okay, here. It said, I'm not going to name names, Harrison H. Smith, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. That was on the 13th of the 8th, 2025. A month later, he gets shot in the neck, point blank. Even the guy arrested, they said that guy wasn't the guy that shot him. Do you get what I'm saying? For that shot to be so on point, sorry, that's crazy. That's giving a professional hit. That's not giving a random Joe around the corner that picked up a gun. That's giving long range target, like shot, like that is, I don't know, that was a shot and a half, like that's not a amateur. Do you get what I'm saying? So
a lot of people don't like him. Okay, I must be honest. I'm really kind of shocked by this, but he caught my attention because he was open actually to speak to people that were going to debate him today. So it's really sad.
You literally
Miss White, woman, you can't keep cutting people off.
You know that.
No, it's fine. I started to joke. I was shocked.
Y'all talking about cutting her off, but the ridiculous bullshit.
1 second, Barbie. Wait, Barbie. Were you baby? I'm sorry, baby. Were you finished?
Oh no, go ahead. Thank you for letting me speak. Big up you guys.
I really thought she was gonna come and say Charlie Kirk got bodied when he was in London debating those Oxford kids, and they cremated his ass. And listen,
no, they did good. They did good. They did good.
The class in debating when people actually know what they're talking about, and not the idiots that Charlie Kirk debates on Jupiter.
No, I see some good American students though. You know that black girl, she's good.
Did their research. They actually called Charlie Kirk for being a community college dropout. That hurt his ego.
If I could, I'd really like a chance to share something, if I may. But you tell me.
Go for it, sir.
Man in the room. If I could.
Go for it, sir.
Thank you. It's like Charlie Kirk. That's what the room is about. Okay, and it's like, I'm not saying I was ever a fan or anything. I was an observer of him, and I wasn't sure if he was just doing it for his own media attention and whatever. And it's like, however, in these circumstances of what's happened, all I feel inside myself, nothing to do with politics and race and colour, is that was a brave man. He was a brave man.
Yes. Let him finish. We'll all push it to the other side. Push it to the other side.
Okay, yeah, but maybe I'll go. But someone said let me finish, so fine. Thank you for that. And so I thought, well, here's a brave man who's got his own opinions, right or wrong. I'm not saying I support them or anything. It's like I'm saying it's a brave man.
The fuck was a brave? Okay, so what the fuck was brave about going and badgering and picking with little college kids and on stages across America? Hold on. You may just let me just complete. Hey, is this a white thing that y'all feel like y'all just can't just let me finish fucking talking? All right, so what was so fucking brave that he went around and sat on the stage and picked with motherfuckers and tried to outwit them as a fucking grown adult with kids that he could have been doing something? What the fuck was so brave about that? Please explain.
Now go ahead, Justin.
Your mute button work, Justin?
Justin, unmute. I muted you.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, thank you. Actually, all I want to do is just answer my own view on that question. Okay, nothing more to do with his politics. Is what I see as brave is it's not about right or wrongness. It's like people like Trump and co. They have mass security. Candace Owens and the other. Tucker, they hide understandably in their own place, and that. But this guy, he just goes out and says his shit in front of people. He's a target.
He also has big security.
He has security there.
He has security.
They didn't have security.
Shut the fuck up.
No, he didn't have it. They didn't control
This is why I stopped doing cocaine right there. That's the problem.
This guy got shot today and standing out, and I'm just saying at least he's brave. I'm not saying he's right.
I agree with you, Justin. Don't listen to these people.
I'm just saying he's at least fucking brave.
They go over my head.
Come on, y'all like it all at one time.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Did Articulate leave?
Yo, why y'all? Come on, one at a time. What
I'll boom this bitch. I'll boom it. I'll boom it. I'll boom it.
Please take your finger off the button. We're going to control the conversation.
All right.
Well, first lady, don't boom the room this day. Please don't boom the room.
All right, y'all gotta please stop jumping off mic just to say, let's please keep your intrusive thoughts to yourself. We can't hear nobody else.
We're going to start shooting. If there's not a queue and you're not the person directly after, we're going to have to shoot you. No disrespect by anybody. That's what's going to happen.
All right, so if Justin finish, Justin, he's finished with his response. Okay, he's gone. All right.
Yeah, so I'm not no mod or no shit, but I don't even think it's that crazy in here today. Like, I know Charlie Kirk got shot, but is everybody just trigger happy? Too soon? Okay. Only
this room, in my opinion, and I go to a lot of different rooms. This room is very tolerant when it comes to that. There's not really, I don't see trigger happy mods in here. But if people are over talking each other, we can't hear each other's thought to even respond to it conclusively. That's what's being said. I don't think it's that crazy, but people are over talking and we can't hear the conversation. It doesn't have a natural flow.
Where did Articulate go? Because I don't even know.
He flew over our heads. It's fine. Can we move on?
Don't do that.
No, more Lord.
I do think that.
Because I think all you guys, we're all saying the same position, like over and over and over and over again. I don't think anybody wishes unalivement onto any person. Nobody wishes death onto someone here up on this earth. However, when you feel and bigoted shit, guess what? Shit comes to you, and so there's nothing we can really say. Man die, and we move on.
I mean, some people do it, but I don't understand this whole idea of fucking the enemy just living his best life. I want the enemy dead and gone. So hello. Because so now that it wasn't okay for me to celebrate, I'm celebrating today. I'm putting some food on the grill. I'm turning on the music. I think this is a great day. It's a great time to celebrate a fucking enemy dying and getting what he deserves. Yes.
It's kind of, I can agree with you a little bit, Brooklyn, because wasn't it kind of the same thing when we were all celebrating when the plantation home that Annabelle burned down for us?
Yeah, when the fucking massa would die, the ancestors would celebrate and be happy. So we want to do the same thing.
You know what? Shame on you. Shame on you.
You gotta stop.
You cannot be doing
talking
this.
about. He's the cracker that deserved it. Now what? What you gonna say?
Let's crack up our
say this. Look. I'm gonna
y'all being racist.
Give me 1 second, right? I don't stand with him on any level. I think that it's good to see opposition gone, but I wouldn't wish death upon him because he had racist, sick-ass, twisted-ass, weird-ass fucking beliefs, right? That was fucked up. He was fucked up. But I believe in karma, and I believe in energy. I believe in the universe righting itself. I also believe, if you want to go to a more technical standpoint, that they're going to be monitoring people on apps like this, right, to see the mind state and if they're a potential danger. And you're going to have Secret Service and FBI and everybody else. If you start saying things that can be the equivalent of a threat or potential violence towards a political party, I don't think it's smart to do anymore. I think that's going to be taken seriously and it's going to be monitored, and it could put you under a scope that you don't want to be under, right?
We all been ICE is going to show up at your door.
I'm about to land right here, but I will say this. I do find it very ironic how much he advocated for gun rights and how much he minimized the deaths that would come from it for him to be shot in the throat. Because he said himself that, you know what, there's going to be some people that have to die for the Second Amendment to stand, and that's okay. I'm good with that. Empathy is not really a thing. So, I mean, that's very ironic to say that and then suffer that fate.
Wishing is one thing, but something when it's after the fact is after the fact. It already happened. So at this point, it's not about wishing somebody was dead. It's the fact of the matter that somebody is at this point. And in terms of surveillance, I was just having this conversation last night. Yes, of course, you should monitor period. If you're online, that is your image across the board. You should be monitoring that all the time. Nothing has changed with today. We're all under surveillance all the time. I use my name on this app, so anything I say or anything I do, I'm going to stand by it, whatever it is. So wishing is one thing, but after the fact, that's another one. It's a done.
It's a little poetic that the very tool he used to spread his hate, racism, misogyny, all the ugliness that he did was his voice, and they shot him in the throat.
He was only. I mean, they took that throat chakra.
What?
They said down.
Two things are undefeated: Father Time and Mother Irony. They're always undefeated. It is always undefeated. Father Time and Mother Irony.
That's a fact. And Mother Irony got a hold of that though, didn't it?
Yeah, brother. You remember when Kevin Samuels died and he died in an apartment alone?
Very celebratory about that one too. I'm sorry.
Talking about
that
women.
He wasn't alone.
People felt the way that I did it.
He was died in an apartment alone.
All right, y'all must want me to be the party pooper, right?
Okay, I was just saying irony.
Okay, thank you. You said it. Next caller.
And there are some things that him
Brooklyn, you've been talking a lot. Can somebody else get in?
Have I missed? Okay, let me just go in the audience.
Nobody needs you to go in the audience. Nobody wants you to go in the audience. Michael, you were getting ready to say something? Andre, I don't know if your mic came out.
I muted up after you said too many people were talking.
No. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I didn't say too many people were talking. I said that I didn't hear other voices. I wanted to hear other voices, so I was specifically talking about hearing your voice, sir.
I got you. I'm sorry, First Lady. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Then I won't make way for you. Hey, Jay. Jay, what'd you say? Sierra.
I said, not you scaring them, First Lady.
No, everybody's scared.
That man nervous. You didn't make that man nervous.
He ain't no damn nervous.
No, First you don't understand how nervous you make the straight man.
No, First Lady, you put on your mama voice out here and shit. It was talking to her like, damn, First Lady.
First Lady, I'm walking.
You need to stop this lies. These are lies. I don't
First Lady,
men are telling you. How you gonna tell the men that they're telling you that what we're hearing?
First Lady, have you ever seen that Maury episode where that one girl got and told that tall-ass man to get on his knees? That was you. That's
Yup.
That's your ass. Who said move?
Raising the voice too, which is crazy. Everybody's scared. She done scared the room quiet.
Shut up, Gemini.
So, First Lady asked about solutions. I think the stats can't be that much different now. But the same amount of now there are two parts to this. The same amount of percentage is way more than it is us. So the numbers is off. Of white people that own guns, black people own guns. As it relates to protecting your home, I think we still have that vestige of nonviolent political resistance in a culture today that, has it ever been? It's never met our nonviolence with nonviolence. And so I think that as they continue to foment this type of violence, the target or the effect of DC didn't happen the way they wanted it to. Black folk weren't out in the streets acting crazy, and we haven't had some instance of violence to trigger us, right, to go, Detroit on their ass. And so this might be theirs. And I just think that, for the people who want to, go to a gun range, get a gun card, Now, the stats say that most people are killed or injured by their own guns that they own in their own home. So, take that safety course a bit seriously. But, this just, well, Max, but this like sitting around, kumbaya and talking about it, I don't think it's going to change anything. Especially, as I said, with the climate that is being created, we have entered into a place where violence is the language that they're calling for.
So let me make sure I understand. You're suggesting that people should go to the gun range, pick up some firearm, and get ready for the revolution? Like,
sure.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so if you need to.
Sure.
I'm asking CJ if for his clarity, not for you to, chihuahua around. Go ahead.
CJ, she about to get the bell. Yes, that is essentially, if the revolution comes to your front door, meet them. Now, the problem is, and this is why we have to have these conversations in like community and with people that got better sense, right? We are on the precipice of moving into an all-out dictatorship. Like this building up ICE, as I think Stacey Abrams and others have said, as Trump's personal police force, it's happening. As we're sitting here talking now, I'm sure, right? And these things are not connected as far as we think to ICE or to immigration or to black folks. Somebody asked in the chat, why is the Klan being brought up? What they gonna come do to black folk? Black folk ain't got shit to do with this. We've never had shit to do with any of the shit, but they target us anyway, right? So, I mean, I think at the very least, for the people who are scared, nervous, concerned, go to a jiu-jitsu class, do something. Don't just be sitting waiting for it to come meet you unprepared in any type of way.
Trent, you on stage? I see you here. I know you had mentioned the fact that he was right in the midst of talking about trans mass shooting or something, and then that's when
he was building a question on trans mass shooters, and he says that there's too many trans mass shooters, and that's right when the shot comes out. It is now, and again,
it was actually when he said the gang violence.
Then he says the gang. Then he says the gang violence. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt. There is a picture of an individual on what's called the Lucy roof at the Utah Valley Center moments before he shot. There's a video of some guy on the roof. My mother said she wanted to extend her thoughts, but I'll save that for later because I know you guys are talking. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a famous photo of Jesse Jackson and others pointing at the top of the Lorraine Motel.
So there's a conversation regarding, this looming thing that black people always have to be, empathetic, caring. But is that not our fabric? Is that not how we were brought up? I just want to know, like, are we changing those sentiments? Have we become something different? Just let me know.
It is a part of the fabric of how we've been brought up. But I think there's some conversation to be had about making your opponents docile. I think there's something to be said about that. And I've said this before, that if black folk tapped into a portion of the rage that we have inside us genetically and turned it on this country, we would fuck this bitch up. However, we have accepted the docile nature that has been cultivated and bred into us, and then that coupled with the political ideology of someone that we have, turned into a saint and a martyr, right? That whether or not it served us the way that we wanted it to, whether or not it continues to serve us the way that we want it to, respectability politics and not being angry or showing emotion that would put your life in danger, all of that contributes to what you're saying, First Lady, and I think that sometimes we chalk it up to, well, we were raised to be kind and empathetic and the laudable parts of it, without talking about the reason that we were raised that way was so you wouldn't be the next Emmett Till.
Right, so that's what I was saying about the revolution, right? Because the way I hear this conversation started, it just sounded like, all right, we ready to fight, kind of thing. And what Just was saying earlier in regards to, we ain't got them kind of weapons. Like, you trying to fight the federal government? Like,
retarded.
What's going on? So that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what people are saying.
I don't think that it's the federal government that we really have to fight anymore. It's their goons.
Who do you think is bad for white people?
Hello?
I mean, I'm just and listen. I'm talking about the Aprils. I don't mind going to war. I'll fight anyone, but yo, strategy is a thing. I feel like mostly like everybody else. I'm also not putting, like whether we willing to die for it. I don't want to put like my moms and my sisters and the women I know. I'm not ready to just willy nilly throw them out there. I don't know. I just think there needs to be a little bit more strategy involved. If y'all talking about fighting,
Just, I want to say this real quick. I want you to think of it on this level. We can't fight the federal government. They are armed, trained. They have skill sets and assets that we don't have access to. So that's just silly. However, to be armed and to be able to protect yourself from the outliers is super important, right? It's not going to be the federal government showing up at your house if things are happening. It's going to be your neighbor. Right. It's going to be the little group, the little active group.
Militia from the neighboring community.
Militias. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know that Los Angeles County has more hate groups than any other county, even though we have the least amount of white people. As far as registered hate groups, we have the most. So to not be armed and be able to protect yourself against threats like that might activate once things go, is just going to be short-sighted and stupid. I'm not
saying not keep our guns. I'm not saying don't keep our guns. I'm saying, go get your guns. Definitely learn how to fight, all that shit. I encourage that. But maybe I'm missing what's being said, because it's like, we ready to go to war, and I mean, to be fair, I don't know if it's time for that yet.
We're ready to go to war. That's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying.
To be fair, Gemini, you might not have said it, but there's been a couple people in this conversation that have just, for no reason, talked about civil war and war. And
no.
It's a very irresponsible way to treat these things, but there is a responsible strategy. For the past 10 years, you've been in a climate where your family's in danger, especially if you're in a red state, if you're in the South. But now, at this point in time, anywhere in America. So if you're black, living in a black community, if you're just an American, living in an American community, it'd be important to be armed up, to be raising your children in a culture of discipline and self-defense and safety, and to maybe have a community watch. Like, you living in the country you're living in. It's only been about 40, 60 years of not continual stochastic and intentional terrorism against particular communities, namely ours. And you need to pay attention to where we are historically and try to learn from past tragedies. I got a Caltech KSG. It's just a shotgun. It's just for my house. I'm not walking around marching. I'm not like Mr. 2A. I just know I live in America and things get violent. And I'm in fucking Connecticut. If I was in the South, I'd be marching up and down my neighborhood in a community watch. If I didn't have that, it'd be a first priority. If I'm living in Atlanta, I'm worried about the rest of Georgia. Yeah, it is time to really, really talk about what the worst probabilities are and be prepared for that.
Now, when we talk about race war, that's not my conversation. I'm not.
I'm not talking about that.
It's a phrase that needs to be buried, really. That's a phrase that needs to be buried, really, because it's not
happening. Let me finish real quick, King. Yeah, I'm not saying get ready for the race war. What I'm saying is you need to have knowledge of arms and protect yourself, and be capable of using a firearm to protect yourself. Be familiar with said firearm. Go to the range, take it apart, put it back together. Know that firearm intricately, so whenever anything happens, it's muscle memory. It's not you learning during the process. I think if we have that right, which our ancestors died for, to keep and bear arms, and we don't exercise that, we're doing everybody a serious disservice, especially to protect yourself. When people do show up at your house, if they do, and I hope they don't, if somebody shows up at your house with the intent to harm you and yours, words ain't going to work. Hey, no, stop, it ain't going to work. I'm calling the cops, ain't going to work. You're going to have to be able to protect yourself in the moment. That's important.
But haven't we learned at this point that it's not gonna, like, it's 2025. Like, I don't know, we describe shit like it's 1950. All of these shootings have been from long range. It haven't been, well, there was the one with the Democratic senators, but they were coming home from dinner, right? They were coming home. What'd you say?
They were at a baseball game, King.
Right.
You're right. But it was from long range.
And I, like, I'm headed, again, I'm minding my fucking business. I'm headed to a concert tonight. Motherfuckers don't just show up at your door. Like, I just, it's hard for me to hear these things and take it seriously, but I would, since there are war fighters, shout out to Hexeth, there are war fighters in the room. Like, how do y'all feel about all this? Or is it that, like, it is what it is. This is America. Motherfucker can get shot at the mall, like anywhere. And that's just it. And you're not going to be able to protect yourself. This is the society that we've created. This is the society that we live in.
King, I'm going to tell you this. There are some outlying communities in Los Angeles County, because it's such a large county. It's one of the largest, if not the largest counties in the United States. There are some outlying communities that are MAGA, believe it or not, right? And in those communities, and I know because of a couple warehouses that we operate out of, they will intentionally go and break in and steal from the properties they know belong to black people. So what you're saying is not happening. It's happening right fucking now. It's not happening to you, but it's happening here right now, right? So if you're not able or capable of protecting yourself or prepared, which is the most important aspect of it, legally prepared to protect yourself, then you're a sitting fucking duck. And I don't want nobody to be a sitting fucking duck. It's much better to be prepared and not need to utilize something than to be unprepared and not have it when something does happen or the unexpected happens.
Gemini, what's happening where?
Women Trent. He can explain this over again. 1 second. Hey, Dave, thank you for joining. Listen, because you guys were talking about the Civil War. I was saying revolution, whatever. I don't know if you guys heard me say this earlier, but I'm saying right now on this app, they are planning their future. Okay, and all right, fine. Somebody saying, "Well, they're not gonna show up at your door, whatever." I want to understand about the temperature that's getting ready to come. These people have been on the edge of their seat waiting for this. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I've gone into Costco. I'm trying my little cart, and I just feel like this aggression, from certain people, not going to mention any colors or race. And now that this has happened, how are we going to move forward is what I'm trying to think about. Do you guys pick up what I'm putting down?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. Because you might not meet somebody that's at the height of wanting to shoot you, but there's some energy that has already been stirring up, and I think that this right here is part of the match that's going to set this thing off. So
Can I ask
that's
y'all
what
a
I was
question?
talking about.
Why do y'all think that this has anything to do with us? Like this happened from a cracker shooting another cracker in a cracker state where hardly no black people are.
Right. So they just want something to pin on us. We don't have nothing to do with it. A lot of stuff we haven't had anything to do with, but yet and still we still get the brunt end of it because they're gonna find a way to push it and make it seem that way. That's just how it always goes, and that's what I'm talking about. Instead of us planning and thinking ahead, we always behind the 8 ball. So that's what I'm trying to.
Let me.
But they've been pinning things on us. Like like they've
what I
been doing
just
that.
said.
Yeah. So like I don't think this is like in the last room, like I said, I just don't think this is it. It's already been in motion. And I think, unfortunately, we've been, like you said earlier, that we just been too late or too lackadaisical and have not been listening. Like, Trump's election was a warning shot, and we just sat around like nothing.
Right.
And so it's like, for me, we got to pay attention and we have to see where things are going, you know, and we have to be active. We have to be proactive. We can't be reactive.
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
That's what I was trying to say.
But what does that entail doing? Like that we aren't.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I think I'm going to be quite honest. I've always been an advocate for people getting their conceal and carry and getting a gun and actually knowing how to use it. I think tactical training, especially for Black women, is very important. And I think that that's a start.
I mean, every Black woman I know got a gun.
But not where I'm from. A lot of Black women don't. You know.
Yeah, that's not true.
I don't have one.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know how to shoot, and a lot of people don't know how to shoot. They don't know how to clean their guns. They don't know how to shoot. I always tell Black women, go to tactical training. Get yourself a gun. It is dangerous out there for us.
But do y'all think that that's just the majority, or is that the women? Because I don't know that all the Black people I know, period, are very. Even the people that aren't. My mama got a gun. She's not a gun person, but everybody that live around me that's Black got a gun. Like it's just a thing to have.
That sounds like an Atlanta thing, but this is not.
But most Black people live in the South, y'all.
Yeah, but we're out here too. I'm in LA. But hear me out. Just want you to think of this, right? Having a gun is actually more dangerous than having a gun with training. That makes it less dangerous. Having a gun just means you're up in the ante because